Mike. I guess we'll go ahead and move to this next topic. So the next topic, we're going to go ahead and move on to, is Breeze a cop? I did a video on this one earlier today. Of course, I believe majority of the people in here probably have saw it. If you haven't seen it yet, I advise you to go ahead and watch it. Take a look at it. We're about to dive in to some of the details of it. So, Branford Frady, aka Breeze, is he a cop? Now, I know a lot of people, including myself, have said that I don't think so, because it just kind of, my biggest thing for that is it's kind of crazy that, you know, Kanan would work under somebody that's a cop, because we all know how much Kanan despises of cops. But I do have a new theory that I'm going to present to y'all right now that I didn't add to the video. Appreciate the super chat, DeMarcus. He said Meech caught a body in season 3 when he threw Tahada Glock right hand man out of the window and he died. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think I remember what you're talking about, but that season was so bad, don't nobody remember it. But yeah, Breeze being the cop. Let me see the thing I was saying. So, like I said, it was hard for me to believe that Kanan would work for a cop. You know what I'm saying? Because he despises a cop so much. And I think now, after season 4, we're gonna see why he hates cops so much. One, and you know what? I think that I should do a video on this too. I think I will for tomorrow. Have this video done. The reason why Kanan hates cops so much, and the reason Jukebox, became one. So here's what I got for y'all. I'm sorry about that. I was putting in my notes. Check this out. So, like I said, we all know in the original Power, Kanan despised of cops. He couldn't stand them, right? After looking at season 4 of Raising Kanan, we know the reason why is because of they dirty cops unalived his best friend Famous and his girlfriend Crystal. We all know that he's gonna find out. Well, he already knows dirty cops did it now. He just don't know exactly who. So eventually he's going to find out that, it was none other than Snap and Pop that was responsible for it, right? And then here's the caveat. What if, let's say Breeze is a cop, he's an undercover, and let's say Kanan never knew this, right? And then eventually he does find out. And he also finds out that it's his uncle and auntie that's behind the death of his, beloved friend and girlfriend. He's going to feel some type of way about that. But he might not directly take Breeze out himself. Now, hear me out on this. What if he manipulate Ghost after that? Because keep in mind, like in the video I did earlier today, we know that Ghost's father was being extorted, and eventually he was taken out by, you know, some drug dealers or whatever. So let's say maybe Breeze wasn't behind it, but Kanan manipulated Ghost into believing that he was. And that's the reason why Ghost took him out. Later on, Ghost finds out it wasn't Breeze, that it was Kanan who was behind it. And that's why he sent Kanan to jail. I think that'll make a good video. And then Jukebox, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying? She could, you know, she's going to be upset about what happened with Famous and Crystal, of course, but she's going to see that as an opportunity. She's going to be like, look at how much power these dirty cops have. If I become one, you know, I can make sure we good as a family, plus, you know, plus be able to hit my licks and do whatever it is I want to do as a cop. And I think that's where her and Kanan is going to have the difference of opinions, and possibly that could be what ignites that, you know, that fight between them, that she gives him that scar. I mean, that could be what happened. Who knows? I know that's a crazy little theory, but I'm just throwing it out there. Like I said, again, I'm not saying that Breeze is a cop, but I'm just going with the possibility of him being one. Adult Kanan despises cops because they killed Famous and Crystal, and he got arrested for 10 years. I agree with that. I see that a lot of people using my theories. What's the theory you're speaking of, DeMarcus? What do you think Kanan will learn from Breeze? Ghost learned to adapt and alias, and even had a similar goatee. You can see the comparisons. I think Tommy learned how to kill from Breeze. I think Ghost may have learned how to blend in from Breeze. You know what I'm saying? Possibly, you know, be able to live as a civilian, but possibly be a drug dealer at the same time. He may have learned that from him. Those taught Tommy how to fight. Breeze taught Tommy how to kill. Kanan taught Tommy how to hide the evidence. Rock dated an undercover cop with Howard, so why would Kanan wait for an undercover cop? Well, DeMarcus, you're having a fight that you're fighting alone, because I've already said several times I don't believe he is a cop. I'm going with the theory that he is one. These are hypotheticals. And also, I already said that he could not know that he's a cop. Come on, cops has been undercover, became friends with people plenty of times before, and people never knew. That happens all the time. Breeze was significant influence on Kanan, shaping his future in the drug game, and indirectly influenced Ghost and Tommy. Kanan and Breeze had nothing to do with Ghost's father. Yeah, I don't know about that. Jukebox could manipulate Ghost and Tommy to eliminate. I know you keep saying it, but I just don't see it. My opinion, I think Jukebox probably had nothing to do with that. She might be long gone before the death of Breeze. Breeze will teach Kanan how to play chess and chop up bodies in the B&E game. remember that Snaps and Pop were bank robbers. Yeah, they were bank robbers because they were referred to as Bonnie and Clyde for sure. So we know they were bank robbers. If Breeze was a cop, what if he smoked Famous along with the other two cops and left Famous body? I think that's way too far fetched. I'm pretty sure he was still up in East New York, wherever part that was, Brooklyn or whatever, during that time. I seriously doubt he has anything to do with that. Pretty sure it's just them cops that we saw, and that's it. Would have been nice for them to let us see that scene, but hey, they do still have season 5 to show it to us. Maybe they'll do it then. Who knows? Ghost said he killed Breeze because he was getting in the way of his future. He never said Jukebox manipulated him to do it. Yeah, in my opinion, like I said, I just don't think Jukebox had anything to do with that. So, because here's another thing. Think about this. He's Alonzo. He's gonna be like an Alonzo Harris type of cop. So keep in mind these detectives and stuff like that. They can show their hand and stuff like that, but they don't necessarily have to because they don't dress in normal clothes. They walk around like regular people. Or if he's especially if he's like a special agent or some shit, they could very much walk around like when they was infiltrating the Black Panthers and stuff and Nation of Islam. They had informants, cops, and stuff all throughout there, fitting in, acting like they were one of them. After Legacy and Origins is over, is it gonna be more shows in the future? Well, they say power never ends, so shit, maybe. I would guess so. Breeze definitely is robbing niggas in season 5. I can imagine Snaps and Pop taught him a high level of gunplay. Remember when Pops killed Crystal? Imagine how many times Breeze seen that coming up. Probably. Yeah, and I think they're gonna give us just a tip of the iceberg of what Breeze personality is gonna be. Like he's gonna turn it up a little bit. Probably not all out, but he's gonna turn it up. But we probably will definitely see him robbing people. Ghost Pop was gay like JP, and he was killed by drug dealers sent by someone he was messing with that was afraid of being exposed. I don't know why you came up with some wild shit like that, but okay. Breeze was a mentor to Kanan, Ghost, and Tommy early in their career. He introduced them to the drug trade and helped them. Well, he didn't introduce Kanan, but he actually Breeze didn't introduce them to none of them because Kanan was already in the drug game, so there's no way Breeze can introduce him to something he's already in. And according to the storyline, Kanan brought in Ghost and Tommy. They didn't know Breeze at first, so Breeze didn't introduce them to that. Now, mentoring them, sure. Rise, yeah. I still think Lulu is Ghost. My boy, thank you, man. Finally, somebody that knows, bro. Lulu is Ghost father, bro. Dang. So you think Breeze knew DEFCON was gay? It's heavily implied that Pops is aware. He could very much could have if he was around for all that stuff. But at the same time, Snaps never really he didn't verbally, indicate that DEFCON was, left-handed. So why y'all think Ghost father Lou? Ghost father name was Curtis. Oh goodness. Here we go with that one. I don't debunk that so many times. So look, like I've been telling people, it has never been confirmed on any part of the Power shows that his name is Curtis. It just was said one time by Courtney Kemp on a live stream that his name was Curtis. A lot of things that Courtney Kemp has said has turned out to not be the truth. That's first out. Also, keep in mind, Courtney isn't the showrunner of Raising Kanan. Sasha Penn is. He could very well change that. So we don't know. Breeze is introduced to Kanan through his uncle Snaps and Aunt's pop, establishing a mentor and mentee. Okay. I hope Breeze isn't a cop. It would taint his legacy. I agree. Absolutely. It would be like being betrayed by Big Smoke all over again. Ghost Pops is Curtis. His mom name is Courtney. Where the hell you get the mom name is Courtney part? Cause I ain't never heard that. A lot of people has alluded to Uncle Gabe being Marvin, but I'm not necessarily saying that. That could be a possibility, but it don't necessarily mean that. You know, Uncle Gabe could be a play uncle to him, just like Tommy is a, not a blood uncle to Tariq. It could be one of those type of situations. I wonder if Snaps and Pop knew high posts. Of course. When you that high up in the game like that, you know everybody that was a big player. So of course. There's no way they didn't know high posts. Marvin and Gabe are different people. More than likely, yes. But it is, I wouldn't be surprised if he changed his name because, Juba changed her last name. You just never know. But, okay, you're saying Lou doesn't know anybody named Gabe now, but we don't know how long he's going to be around. He could easily meet. Because I told y'all, I believe Lou is going to be the sole survivor of the Thomas siblings. I believe so. I think Marvin and Rock is out of here for sure, season 5. Lou is going to be the only one survive. My opinion. DeMarcus High Post and DEFCON are long overdue for a scene. What if in 501 Kanan shoots Rock and she sees flashbacks of High Post being burnt alive and DEFCON being arrested? That'd be nice, Kalinga, for them to show that to us. All right, DeMarcus. I can't wait. I know something happened to Lou when if they introduce Ghost Dad, or if Lou was to get unalived, you gonna troll me. But I'm just letting you know. If he turns out to be him, every time I see your ass, I'm gonna be on your ass. You keeps that. How is Lou Ghost Pops? Ghost Dad owned a club and wanted to keep him out the game. Lou got back into the game in season 4 and realized he never leaving. He might think he ain't never leaving, but keep in mind, a lot of people that end up having substance abuse issues, a lot of times they end up relapsing. He could end up finding out he got a son that he didn't know about. That caused him to relapse, and then he's gonna start to back drinking and thinking about all the shit that he used to think about, and then all of a sudden he gonna be like, you know, he's gonna want his son to not be in that life. Because think about it, the way Ghost was describing how his father didn't want him to be in that life, it was as if his father already dealt with the life before. So he was trying to stop his son from dealing with the same struggle. Because keep in mind, when Ghost was talking to Tasha in season 6, he was saying he's going to send Tariq away to a good school, and that's going to be the end of this drug shit for this family. The way Ghost said that was as if that's a cycle that's been passed down from generation to generation, not just from him to his son. It seems as if his father was a drug dealer before him. So that's 3 generations. It can still happen, bro. Lou owns a club. That's another detail added, which is true. But they could be just trolling us, trying to get us leading us on like they was doing with the Breeze situation. They could be doing that. I'd be willing to accept my L. That's cool. Bro, can't stop saying the Ghost Pop's name is Curtis. Told y'all that already. That's some shit that Courtney Kemp said that has never been confirmed. Michael Lee that has right. It hasn't been confirmed, bro. Okay, but that still doesn't explain who Ghost's mama is, and his last name is St. Patrick. His mom name, I keep telling y'all, he was with his mom already. Then his mom alerts Lulu that he has a son. He has his mom's name. Just like even Kanan is a Stark, but what's it called? It's not his real dad. Defcon not his real dad. Sons take their mom's last name all the time if they didn't know they father. That happens. Or if their father wasn't around. Just like LeBron named his last name was James. He didn't know who his dad was. He took his mom's name. Unique. She does this to every nigga she's been with. High Post, Defcon. I believe Rock and Hal were working to knock off the more ruthless drug dealers like Ronnie. Be hoping and wishing just like it be really being eliminated. However, survive. Nick, I honestly I didn't pay too much attention to B Rilla. B Rilla was irrelevant to me. Breeze being a cop, unlikely, but I can see him having ties to the police thanks to his aunt and uncle. I can agree with that too. How are you going to argue against the creator of the show? Probably because the creator of the show has said many things that turned out to be wrong. You want me to name them? And like I told you, she's the creator of the original Power. Yes. But she is not the creator of Raising Kanan. Sasha Penn is the showrunner. So he is the one that's in control of that shit. Not saying that she don't have no say-so, but a lot of things that she has said turned out to not be the truth. It's just what it is. So what I'm saying is we can't 100% go and say, oh, that's 100% truthful because Courtney said it. I can show you some contradictions of her where she has contradicted herself plenty of times. We don't know Ghost's mama's name. Her last name could, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Her name could be St. Patrick. I heard a theory that St. Patrick is a fake name. I also heard that theory too, support. If I'm not mistaken, I think your boy was the first one I heard say that. It's either him or getting out of live. Nigga did. Right. DeMarcus was saying B really was Breeze. Why his ass talking? Exactly. Thank you, support. The same woman that said that all that shit took place in 6 months. Come on, bro. The same woman. And here's another thing. On the Crew Has It podcast, when she was on it, she was agreeing with the clowns that was saying, Ghost said, have some sympathy for me. I just lost the love of my life. When that shit never happened. And then later on, during the Power of Choice Awards, she brought the script up and she was like, he never said that. There's another contradiction. She contradicts herself a lot. Another thing, one time she was on there when the Who Shot Ghost saga was going on. She was saying that it was Angela's gun. And then she switched it up and said that, oh, I was saying that the gun that Paz had was Angela's gun. But that's not what she said. Like, she don't said a lot of inaccurate shit, bro. Be really fly under the radar, and that is good. Whatever, nigga. Who's the flashy young nigga Kanan hanging around? Who? Who the fuck is Breeze? I can't wait for the Thomas family crossing paths. Yeah, that's gonna be something. I'm actually pretty curious to see what is it gonna be like once the uncles. I don't know if Rock's gonna be around because, like I said, I don't know if she survived what happened at the end of that season, but for sure, I think it'll be. I'm also, interested to see what Jukebox's reaction is gonna be towards him hanging around Breeze too. I think Courtney be drunk when she be okay. Sometimes, bro. Salute, Razul. What's up with you? You are catching the back end of the Is Breeze a Cop topic. We about to go ahead and transition over to the best OG Power seasons in order. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all the order. At least I'm gonna give y'all my order, and I'm very much open to seeing you guys' order of the first 6 seasons of the original Power, placing them in order from the worst to the best. None of them was bad seasons, obviously, but we're going to go from the best to the least. Say it that way. I think Tommy introduction is going to be of him getting bullied and stuff, and that's when Ghost beats up the kids for him. That's actually pretty good, Buckets. It might, I can see them possibly introducing both of them that way. So, any final thoughts on this? Excuse me. Breeze is a cop theory. Well, top it. Razul, you just came in, so if you want to touch on it before we move on, you can go ahead and touch on it. You said we contradict ourselves all the time. Even if we do, though, Marcus, the difference is we not the creators of the show. He was trying to say as if Courtney Kemp being the creator of the show means that's 100% the truth. And I was just proving that she has said several things that has not turned out to be the truth. Breeze and Curtis St. Patrick were lovers, and Breeze had him killed so he wouldn't get exposed and ruin his street reputation. Bro, you just saying some bullcrap now, bro. Like, what is up with you trying to put it in there that this nigga was gay or something? First off, there's a significant age difference, so it's very unlikely. And then Ghost and his dad would be in Queens. Bree's just now moving to Queens. But yeah, so Courtney Kemp lie all the time. Yeah, she be capping. This is the thing. Y'all gotta realize when people be, especially when they be doing these Q&As live and shit, you gotta realize, bro, they're not gonna say the 100% true because some of the times they can't, or they'll be giving away the show. So they're gonna steer you into a different direction in order to, not give away the storyline. So y'all also have to consider that. Yeah, she said something about that too. She kind of touched on, yeah, him having a secret brother or some kind of relative. That nigga is still yet to have come. She once said power was on. Yeah, we talked about that, Razu. But right before you came in, somebody mentioned that. Support mentioned it.